Coming up on tonight's show, Trump plunges a silver stake right into the heart of the deep state, specifically the USAID ventricle, unfortunately. We'll tell you all about it coming up. Good evening and welcome to We Lie to You News, your most trusted source of news on the internet, according to us. Tonight we're shedding a tear for the deep state. Why? Well, in perhaps Trump's biggest move yet, he closes the headquarters of USAID. This is after USAID officials tried to prevent Doge from entering the premises to access files that have some secrets. Trump has since appointed Marco Rubio to be acting director of USAID. What were the USAID secrets that are kind of life-changing to find out? We'll get to those in a moment. But first, if you're like most Americans, you're asking, what the f*** is USAID? USAID is a government agency responsible for administering foreign aid and developmental assistance to support economic growth, improve health and education, promote democracy, and respond to humanitarian crises around the world. I really can't stress enough how much they promote democracy. Keep that in mind as we unfold the story. Here's what Trump had to say about USAID, who, as you just heard, according to them, only do really good things.
What's going on?
Well, it's been run by a bunch of radical lunatics, and we're getting them out. USAID, run by radical lunatics, and we're getting them out, and then we'll make a decision.
Golly, getting the radical lunatics out, that sounds a little radical, doesn't it? Now, what were the secrets that these alleged lunatics at USAID were keeping that warrant such dramatic action? Well, it wasn't just one secret. As the appetizer, USAID, along with the NIAID and Fauci, sent over $40 million in U.S. taxpayer funds to a scientist in Wuhan, China, who was doing bat coronavirus emergence research. That scientist also became patient zero for COVID-19. Congratulations to him. There's no word yet if there's been any negative ramifications with the $40 million that USAID sent over. Therefore, it seems like Trump is jumping to baseless conclusions with this one. And I still don't get why Biden pardoned Fauci. Just doesn't make sense. It's weird to see how cleaning out an allegedly corrupt agency brings out Democrats to protest. Accordingly, Democratic Congresswoman Jamie Raskin was angry that USAID was shut down, claiming it's killer in terms of HIV and AIDS preemption. And if USAID's HIV and AIDS work is even half as good as their bat coronavirus funding, we could see people around the world devastated that they're no longer able to acquire these diseases. At the steps of the closed down USAID office, Raskin also had this to say.
Elon Musk, you didn't create USAID. The United States Congress did for the American people.
Ah, that's right, Elon. The official narrative is that U.S. Congress created it. Also, a small chance that the CIA actually created USAID as a front organization as a means of facilitating shadow agendas of the deep state. For more on that, let's throw it over to RFK Jr., who's never right about anything, according to us, talking about it to Tucker Carlson.
2014, there are riots it's called the Maidan Rebellion in Ukraine, which we're not told that we are financing those riots. The newspapers never told us, our government never told us. USAID, which is a CIA front, put $5 billion into funding those riots. Those riots lead to a coup d'etat against the first democratically elected government of the Ukraine.
Secretly using U.S. taxpayer money to overthrow the first democratically elected government of Ukraine is just a step to strengthen democracy of both Ukraine and the U.S. Side note, the current installed president of Ukraine, who canceled the most recently scheduled elections in Ukraine to help further protect democracy, was recently asked about the $177 billion in aid that the U.S. has sent Ukraine. Zelensky courageously admitted that he can account for $75 billion of that aid, and does not know where the other $102 billion of it went. He said he, and I quote, does not know where all the money is. Fair enough. This just in! Trump doesn't like that. He says Ukraine has rare earth minerals. Give us those to pay us back for all the money we've paid you. Check it out.
We're telling Ukraine they have very valuable rare earth. We want what we put up to go in terms of a guarantee. We want a guarantee.
Another USAID secret revealed that it had been paying, with your money, media organizations to publish their propaganda, which I'm pretty sure wouldn't qualify as state-sponsored propaganda. In other news, Trump is making international waves with tariffs. This is bad, according to the epitome of good guys like Bernie Sanders, who said this: Trump's tariffs on Canada and Mexico are most likely illegal and most definitely harmful. Bernie also had this to say about tariffs 6 years ago. Of course I would use tariffs as president. Okay. After Trump announced tariffs on Canada, fallen from grace Canadian Prime Minister hit back boldly, announcing, "I'm gonna tariff you back." A recent poll shows that approximately 0 people in America can give 2 fucks about it. And while Trudeau stood as strong and firm against Trump as an Elliot Page boner, Canadian businesses went a different direction than Trudeau. Almost half of Canadian businesses have said they plan to shift production or investments to the US in response to Trump's tariffs. Canadian businesses leaving Canada is just another big win for the ever more non-binary Trudeau. Tariffs south of the border, they're taking a different approach. In response to Trump's announced tariffs on Mexico, the Mexican president surrenders. Why? Probably because, much like Trudeau, she's a woman. Only difference is, she's a smart woman. She also agreed to send 10,000 Mexican soldiers to the southern border to stop illegal crossings and drug cartel activity. And since then, Mexican authorities have just arrested major drug cartel leader El Ricky. It is just a shame that these Trump tariffs are so most definitely harmful, as Bernie Sanders points out once again. That's it for today's news. The deep state is very unhappy with how America is being ran, which means they just aren't able to do things that harm you for your own protection as much. Good night. I don't know about you, but one thing I love is infrared saunas. But 3 things I hate about infrared saunas is they can be expensive, they take up a lot of space in your house, and you can't carry them. That's why I love my Bond Charge infrared sauna blanket. It's one of the most cost-effective, powerful, yet portable infrared sauna systems on the market, and it doesn't clutter up my house. Bond Charge is my favorite holistic wellness brand with many evidence-based products to help you optimize your life in every way. And the infrared sauna blanket is one of my favorites. Personally, I work hard, I work out hard, I live like an idiot half the time, and at times life is just hard, so I need all the recovery I can get. Before I was using the infrared sauna blanket, I was finding I was becoming more and more sluggish, my energy progressively getting lower. I could tell I needed to recover from all that life was throwing at me and all that I was diving into. But that all changed for me once I got my body into this bad boy and started using it regularly. There's plenty of research that shows using infrared saunas helps you recover from exercise, sleep better, de-stress, promotes relaxation, and it's great for detox. If you want to upgrade your life with an infrared sauna blanket, just go to bondcharge.com/JP. And while you're there, use the discount code JP for 15% off the sauna blanket and all Bond Charge products. Enjoy.